Welcome, everyone, to Leander High School, home of the Leander Lions. Lions getting ready to take on the Hendrickson Hawks here in 13-6A action. The Lions are sitting in second place in 13-6A. They have an overall record of 13-9. Their district record is 7-3. Really turning it on in district play, actually winning 4 of their last 5, the only loss being in the final 6 minutes against Goliath there in North Austin, the Vandergrift Vipers, who are sitting at 25-2 on the year, and of course in first place 11-0. We're going to take a moment here and listen to Coach Bradley's pregame interview, and stay with us. We'll be right back here on SHN Sports. I'll be joined by Martin Cano tonight on color. Make sure you remain tuned in. Thank you for listening to Lion Basketball on SHN. We'll be right back. Here I am with Coach Bradley pregame before the Hendrickson Hawks. We're hosting the Hawks tonight here at the Den at Leander High School. Coach, we're sitting at 7-3, second place. Won 4 of our last 5. And in that one loss, we're in a titanic battle with Goliath over there at Vandergrift. Give us your thoughts on the season to this point.
Been very pleased. We had a pretty young group coming in, and we went through some serious adversity early in the season. Had to have some kids grow up a little bit quicker than they thought they would have to. But it's been great watching this group come together as a team, start developing true chemistry when it counts the most. I told them, I'd say at our first tournament, I told them, I said, fellas, if we're peaking right now, I'd be very worried. And I said, we need to be peaking about halfway through district. And that's what we're starting to do. We're really starting to figure each other out, starting to play on both ends of the floor consistently. And so I've been very pleased with our progress.
Well, and you can see that comfortableness amongst the players, regardless of the combinations that you've been running out there. Sure. So you even brought up a couple of young players from the JV. Talk about those young guys and how they fit in with the combinations.
Sure. We have a young man that we decided to bring up as well. He's been doing a great job on the JV, and we felt like that he could come in and every now and then, if the opportunity presented itself, possibly be able to make some plays, and also just have the opportunity to be a part of this, because we feel like we got a chance to make a pretty solid run over the next however many ball games, at least towards the end of district and hopefully into the playoffs. So we really we're looking forward to having him have that opportunity.
Well, it doesn't hurt to have an extra shooter.
This is true. This is true.
So as you move into tonight's game with the Hawks, we were able to knock off the Hawks at their house. I think that was our first road win. Maybe it was our second.
It was our. Let me think here. That was our first road win in district. Yes.
So they're here ready to avenge that loss. And so talk about our plan here to defend the Den.
The fact is, they've got a very athletic team. They've got size as well. Just like with anybody, the fact is everything's going to start on the defensive end. We got to use all 5 players, whether we're going to be in our zone or we're going to be man-to-man. We got to be able to communicate well. And the fact of the matter is this, we got to win the rebound war. It doesn't matter how big they are. The fact is our guys are going to come out and compete. If we win the rebound war, we're going to handle the defensive end, and we know we're going to get solid looks on the offensive end.
Well, and stepping back to the game on Friday, we had a little bit of a tough time offensively in that game. But we really stood out defensively, and then a couple of kids really showed up late.
We talked. The fact is, we saw that they were struggling big time against our zone, and the problem when teams tend to struggle against our zone, the possessions become longer on the defensive end for us. And so what that can do is sometimes, if you're not really efficient offensively, you're not getting as many offensive possessions as you normally like. So it's a kind of a catch-22.
It can wear you down too.
Yeah, it can. So we talked about being more efficient on offensive end. Hey, fellas, if we're not going to get as many looks, the looks that we get need to be great. And so hopefully that will transfer over from what we worked on in practice over the last couple of days and onto the floor tonight.
And when you're dealing with those kinds of defensive runs, where the conditioning really comes into play.
Absolutely, and we feel like our guys can go a full 32 minutes, and so absolutely
And that's
we're
not
prepared.
something you can really work on in the season. That's beyond just scrimmaging. That's preseason.
That's all the blood, sweat, and tears in the fall off season for sure. And that's why we talk to our guys all the time. If off season was easy, then Tuesdays and Fridays are not.
Right.
And so they've always buy into that kind of philosophy.
So we're 7-3. We're sitting in second. second. I believe Round Rock's just a game behind us.
Westwood's a game behind. Westwood is at 6-4. Round Rock is at 5-5. 5-4. McNeil is at 5-5, and Hendrickson is at 5-5 as well, I believe.
So any of those teams, including tonight's opponent, is just lurking, ready to snatch second place out of our hands.
We keep talking about one game at a time, fellas. Do it the right way on both ends of the floor. Let everything else take care of itself.
Excellent. Well, good luck tonight,
Thank you.
Coach.
I appreciate it.
Go get them.
All right.
Go Lions. Welcome back to the Den. I'm Chuck Cracy here with Martin Kano. Martin, we talked just briefly with Coach about the standings. Why don't you run down the entirety of 13-6A and where all the teams are at this point in the season?
Absolutely, Chuck. So our district is, of course, Vandergrift is at the top. They're 10-0. They're a really solid team. We've seen them play. After that is Leander. And we're at 7-3, alone in second place. But then it starts to really get jumbled up.
Bunch up. Well, and we're right there. I mean, we're just barely above them.
Just barely. Grouping. But we'll take that one game.
Yeah.
At 6-4,
we earned that game.
Yes, we did. At 6-4, you have Round Rock Westwood. At 5-4, we have Round Rock. And then we have two teams at 5-5, Hendrickson and McNeil. So all of those teams from Leander down to McNeil are clearly in contention for the remaining playoff spots. I think it's pretty obvious that Vandergrift at this point in time is the class of the district.
Well, and it'd be tough to even knock them off. They'd have to have some injuries likely and go on a losing streak for the Lions to be able to close that gap. You know, even beating them in the final game, if that's their only loss, makes no difference. You know, Lions dropped 2 they probably shouldn't have, and so, that could have been a thing, but it's not. So we move on. You know, Coach mentioned it. We take it a game at a time. So the Lions looking to try to defend the court here against Hendrickson. As Coach mentioned, it's a very athletic team that the Hawks bring, and they're very competitive. And, Leander being one of the older schools in the area, but having quite a bit of success over the decades at multiple sports.
Yes.
Teams like to come and play their best game against the Lions. Not to compare them to America's team, but, it seems to happen when no matter who you're playing, when you're the Leander Lions, that team brings their A game that
Absolutely.
night.
Absolutely.
And so we would expect that tonight.
Yes, we would. Looking forward to it. Hopefully we're going to get out of the blocks quick and be competitive.
Yeah, and it's gonna come down to the defense. We're getting ready for the starting lineups, and we'll turn over to the PA mic where our very own Mark Sickles is running the mic.
At this time, will you please stand and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem? Tonight we have Phoebe Sermati, a sophomore at Leander High School and a member of the Leander High School Choir, who will be leading us in the national anthem.
So proudly we hailed
Very, very impressive rendition of the country's anthem. Beautiful. And we're ready to get underway. We'll have the starting lineups here shortly from the PA announcer. And we'll have the visiting Hawks first. They're going to...
Once again, a big round of applause for Phoebe Sermati.
Excellent job again. It was Phoebe. I didn't get her last name, though. Serati? Phoebe Serati. That's an excellent job by her. You know, the choir program is pretty good here at Leander. So.
Yes, they are.
Now the starting lineup for the Hawks. Number 11, 6'8" freshman, Rashad Hill.
There's the size and athleticism that Coach talked about.
5'10" senior, Micah Williams. Number 12, 6'7" junior, Caden Crosby.
There's two tall fellas there on the post, 6'8" and 6'7".
Yes,
Number
sir.
1, 5'10" junior, Jaden Williams. And number 35, 6'4" senior, Deuce Hester.
You know, 6'4" is pretty good size fella, and Deuce, he'll play inside and he'll shoot the outside shot, as we saw in the first matchup.
And now the starting lineup for your Leander Lions.
Being about to
Number
get rowdy.
6'4" senior, Zach Meyer. Number 10, 6'1" senior, Michael Sickles. Number 11, 5'10" junior, Sean Colbert. Number 23, 6'1" junior, Brandon Puckett. And number 35, 6'5" junior, Noah Robledo. The Lions are coached by Clint Bradley and assisted by Michael Toots, Jeremy Fry, and Ryan King.
Just want to take a minute here and mention the Lions sponsors. The platinum sponsor for the Lions is Sisk Rob. They have chosen to allow bradysbridge.org to take the upper part of the scoreboard. Make sure you visit bradysbridge.org. They do things that can assist those in need, and you may be able to help them, because, you know, that really, you get a lot more out of helping somebody else than being helped, in my opinion.
Absolutely. The value can't be understated.
That's exactly right. And so make sure you do that. And then the other sponsors, of course, Linton Dental. We also have Malik and Company, and then Amy Maddox and the Maddox Allstate Agency. So we're getting ready to get underway here. Tip is up. Going to be a struggle to get the ball. Looks like Hendrickson's going to come up with it. And they'll work it around. With the basketball now is Jaden Williams. He'll pass it over to Hester, who shoots a three. They're going to say that was a three, and it's a 3-0 lead here early for the Hawks. Colbert with the basketball for the Lions. He'll pass over to Puckett. Puckett will hand it to Sickles as they run a little bit of a weave. They get it down on the block to Robledo, and he'll start left, turn right, and hit a baseline jumper for two. And that's the hot start you want to see.
Nice shot.
You want to make that first basket so you feel it. Now a three-pointer again from Hendrickson. That one by Michael Williams. Missed the shot, rebound to the Hawks, and then the rebound goes to Robledo. 7:09 on the clock. He works the other way just inside the arc. We get a block from behind on his shot, and Williams works it the other way for the Hawks. He's in the lane. He takes the jump shot, and it's good, and it's suddenly 5-2. Colbert decides to slow it down in the backcourt. 6:53 on the clock. He breaks down Williams across the timeline. Passes over to Puckett on the right wing. He'll hand to Sickles. Sickles fakes a three, and it's poked away by Jaden Williams. It'll be the Lion basketball as it goes out of bounds on the visitor side.
Little intensity out there to get
well,
started.
you know, like I said, the Hawks are going to come in here and want to get a little revenge for the early loss to the Lions. And if you can knock off second place, then you can turn your season around. Pass inbound from Puckett to Sickles, off Sickles' hands, out of bounds on the baseline. It'll be Hawk basketball. Jaden Williams to inbound. Standing there to receive the inbound pass, Michael Williams, and he'll handle the basketball in the backcourt with 6:39 on the clock. 5-2 is your score. Early in the basketball game, Williams dribbles down the left side, tries to get it inside, and they do get it to a cutting Hill, and he misses the shot, and we're going to have a whistle because the putback was good, and that's a timeout.
Quick start for Hendrickson.
Yeah, well, and, we talked about it. We expected it. The Lions just have to weather this.
Yes.
And continue to play the defense and generate offense off that defense as they've done all season long. If you do it against the number 1 team in district for 3.5 quarters, you could do it against the number 5 team in district.
Absolutely.
Or 4, wherever they are.
Little consistency. There's no lack of intensity.
Not at all. And so the timeout ending here, it'll be Lion basketball. Into the game comes Devontae Youngblood. He'll inbound to Colbert. 6:24 on the clock. Colbert has the basketball in the backcourt. Dribbles slowly to the midcourt line. He's across. Looking at the offense, they get it to Meyer in the corner. Then they get it over to Puckett in the lane. He drives. He gets it up after being fouled up over the rim, but basket doesn't go down, but he'll have 2 shots.
That was a strong move to the inside.
Yeah, you like to see Puckett use that because he's more of a, you're going to show my age, but he's more of a Barkley type player.
Yes,
He's not overly tall, but he will body you. And he gets a lot of rebounds and can play in the post pretty well despite, not being 6'8" like some of the post players. 7-3 is the score as Puckett knocks down the first free throw. He lines up the second. It rattles around, no good. Rebound to the Hawks. Hill over to Williams. Williams across the timeline, 6:03. Williams dribbles down the left side. Into the arc a little bit, passes down to Hill, cutting Hill for the basket, and they're going to have to block Hill out there. That's 2 in a row from him.
That was too easy.
Colbert with the basketball for the Lions in the near court, passes over to Puckett. Then Robledo on the left wing. Robledo decides to drive baseline, and his shot is blocked, but he's fouled by Deuce Hester on that drive. And you want to force a little bit of foul trouble on those guys. It's a smart move by Robledo to go to the rack there.
Yes.
5:40 on the clock, 9-3. Robledo lines up the first free throw. Nothing but net, 9-4. Robledo lining up the second free throw. And he rattles it around, and it's no good. Rebound Hill. Hill gets it to Williams, then to Jaden Williams. Jaden Williams pulls up, top of the key, backs up, sets his offense. 5.5 minutes left here in the first period. Pass over to Hill. Hill dribbles to the right side, over to Hester. Hester back to Jaden Williams for a three-pointer, and he drains it off the screen. 12-4. Colbert working it into the near court, 5:17 on the clock. Williams tries to poke it away. Colbert able to handle it. He get hit in the mouth. You can tell he put his hand to his mouth, and he does a give and go with Meyer, and he's hammered by Hill, but it'll put Colbert on the line. He was going to get those free throws no matter what.
Yes, he was. There was some physical play there.
Well, I don't mind the physical play as long as they allow it both ends.
Absolutely.
Now, Colbert might have a different opinion on it as he got hit in the mouth. 12-5 now the score as he knocks down the first of the 2 free throws. We'll try to cut into this 7-point lead. There's a second free throw. It's up. Nothing but nets. 12-6. Williams to Williams. Jaden Williams with the basketball. Over to Michael Williams on the right wing. Back to Jaden. Jaden directs the offense. Passes to Hill, and it's stolen as Hill wasn't ready for it. Robledo going coast to coast, looking to lay it up, and his shot is blocked by Hill. Rebound to Crosby, and then the Hawks work it back around into the near court. Michael Williams with the basketball now, 4:39. I was ready for a big old dunk on that one.
Oh, that was a good opportunity missed.
Hill with the basketball now, hands to Jaden Williams. Inside to Deuce Hester, and he's able to lay it in, 14-6. Colbert with the basketball for the Lions in the backcourt. Dribbles across the timeline, 4:15 left. Hands to Robledo. Robledo fakes right, goes left, pulls up. Three-pointer no good. Meyer almost had the rebound, but Hester able to get the loose ball with 4:05, and the Hawks have it in the backcourt. Jaden Williams with the basketball, getting instruction from his coach. He's across the timeline now. We're under 4 minutes. Passes to Michael Williams, back to Jaden Williams. Over to Hill. He hands to Williams. Top of the key. They get it down low to Hill. Meyer there defensively. They kick it back out to Crosby. And his pass is tipped away by the Lions. It'll be Hawk basketball.
That was a little better defense there. We slid down inside.
We're going to generate the offense off of that defense, so we need it. Crosby passes over to Hester, almost poked away by Puckett, but Hester able to get the loose ball, passes over to Jaden Williams. Considers a deep three from the left wing, hands it back over to Hester. Then Hill, then Hester. Poked away by Puckett, but then Hill able to get the loose ball over to Michael Williams. Then Jaden Williams, 3:20 on the clock. Pass over to Hester. Hester at the left wing, passes over to Crosby. Crosby out deep, top of the key. Pass over to Hill, right wing. Pass from Hill almost goes out of bounds. Hester able to get it on the backside, flies it down low to Michael Williams. There defensively is Sickles to prevent the shot. And Hendrickson resets. 3-point shot from Jaden Williams, no good. Rebound Puckett off the back iron. 2:54 in the near court. Puckett passes over to Colbert, top of the key. 14-6 is your score. Meyer, top of the key, over to Puckett, right wing. Puckett drives in. Too hard off the glass. Jaden Williams with the rebound for the Hawks. 2:39 on the clock. He's pushing it coast to coast. And he's going to be fouled by, they're going to call an offensive. Travel. And that was, he did look a little out of control. 2:35 on the clock. 14-6 is your score here in the first period. And the Lions still trying to find that offensive rhythm. Robledo will inbound to Colbert. 2:33 on the clock here in the first period. Lions down 8 at home. Colbert in the near court, dribbles near right wing, passes to Robledo, dribbles to left wing, and he'll hand it to Puckett. He'll pick up his dribble near the top of the key, gets it down on the block to Robledo. The Hawks double him, and Cedric Roberts in there mixing it up with Robledo, able to poke the ball out of bounds.
They're double teaming Noah every chance they get.
Why not? Make the other guys beat you. And the Lions are certainly capable of somebody else stepping up. So Colbert with the basketball, throws it back to Robledo. Deep left wing. He'll dribble inside the arc, fakes left, goes right. Turnaround no good, but there's going to be a foul as his hand was hit. So he'll go to the line with 2:05 on the clock. Need these free throws, Martin.
Yes.
Need them bad.
Yes.
First one good. You know, if you're not going to score in the field, but you're going to be at the line, you better make those free throws.
They become even more important.
Yes, they do. 2:05 still on the clock. Robledo ready to shoot the second of the two free throws, and he knocks that one down. The Lions cut it to 6. Crosby inbounds to Keyshawn Williams, and we have a third Williams in the game now. Keyshawn Williams will pass over to Crosby, deep left wing, and we're going to have a pushing foul. That's going to go against Robledo, and it's a little bit of a ticky-tack foul, but you got to keep them hands down.
Yes.
They see you extend them arms, they'll generally call that. So Crosby will inbound. He gets it over to Cooper down low, and Cooper is able to dribble in and lay it up. 16-8. Robledo with the basketball in the near court, pulls up for a three from the right wing. No good off the front iron. Rebound Loof. He's fighting for the basketball, and they're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow where? To Leander. So it'll be Lion basketball. 1:38 on the clock. So the error will switch. Or did they call a foul?
No, they called a jump, but we had possession.
Sickles passes over to Puckett. Puckett dribbles to the left wing, passes to Robledo. Pass to Loof, top of the key, then Sickles, right wing, three-pointer, no good. Looks like they got a piece of it. Crosby with the rebound, and the Hawks work it the other way with 1:18. Jaden Williams with the basketball in the near court as he instructs his offense. Pass over to Keyshawn Williams, right wing, back to Jaden Williams, back to Keyshawn Williams. Down low, they get it to Roberts, who shows some nice work on the block, 18-8 for the Hawks. Colbert in the near court with under a minute in the first period. Dribbles into the lane, and he is fouled. So that'll put Colbert on the line. We need him on the line. That foul is going to go against number 25. That, of course, Cedric Roberts, the big body for the Hawks. And I don't mean tall.
He is a solid young man.
We were talking about Puckett being more of a Barkley type. Well, Roberts looks like he's in that area, probably even more so than Puckett. He probably make a pretty good offensive guard in football. Both free throws are good. It's 18-10. Jaden Williams with the basketball over to Keyshawn Williams, right wing for the Hawks. Tries to get it. They get it low to Roberts. Roberts dribbles across the lane. They work it around to Williams in the left corner. That's Keyshawn Williams driving the lane. Shot no good. Defense there by Puckett. He gets the rebound as well. Passes over to Sickles. Sickles considers a three and then decides to go to the bank for a two-pointer.
Off the glass. Nice shot.
The bank is open. 18-12. The Lions cut it to 6 with 12 seconds here in the first period. In the near court, Williams almost loses his balance. Loof there defensively. They're going to get him with no, they're going to say is out of bounds. No, they're going to call him with a foul. They got Loof with a foul under 2 seconds, about a second and a half. So it'll be an inbound under the basket from the Hawks, and it'll be Keyshawn Williams to inbound. You know, there's only only 3 Williamses. I think I should be able to get that right. Keyshawn on the baseline. Loof there defensively. They pass it out to Roberts. Three-pointer. No good. And that will be that was Clemens, rather, with that final shot. And it's 18-12 as we move into the second stanza here. The Lions trail the Hawks. And we kind of expected at least an early flurry from the Hawks. And we got to see the Lions just needed to weather that and do what they do to get that lead back here in the second period.
Absolutely. We finished the quarter pretty strong there with a couple of baskets and some good defense down around the goal there to close out the period.
Excellent work there by the Lions as they did start out, especially offensively, very cold. And you credit the Hawks as well. They've been playing pretty good defense. And, you know, we talked about it even with Coach. All of these teams that are bunched in the middle, they're all very competitive. They're all about even. You know, you take Vandergrift out of the equation, and you'd have a mess in this district.
You could flip a coin.
Pretty much. And so the Lions, you know, if anything, they have an opportunity to kind of stick their head a little bit above that pack, but they got to get a win here at home. You can't afford to drop too many home games, and they already have one loss to the Vipers here at home. Other 2 on the road.
Got to try and hold home serve.
So it will be Hawk basketball. Keyshawn Williams will send it in to Jaden Williams in the backcourt, and he'll dribble into the near court and hand it back to Keyshawn. Williams will pass over to Crosby, right wing, and they get it to Clemens, and then over to Jaden Williams in the paint, just outside of it. He has a spinning shot he missed, and they're going to call Colbert with a push foul, and so that'll put Williams at the line. Or was that Clemens? Clemens at the line. Nope, that's Jaden Williams at the line. I'll get it right eventually. Looks like he knocks the first one down to extend the Hawk lead to 7. Second one is good as well, 20-12. Sickles will inbound to Colbert with 7:44 in the half. And they exchange the ball in the backcourt. Colbert dribbles in the near court. Near left wing, right by the Hawk bench. Guarded by Keyshawn Williams. Pass to Puckett in the free throw line, and it's poked away out of bounds. Puckett looking for a foul, but he's not going to get it. Crosby inbounds to Jaden Williams. 7:24 on the clock. Colbert there defensively for the Lions, awaiting Jaden Williams. He slows it up, 7:15, as the Hawks try to set their offense. Lions have quite a bit of height out on the floor trying to match the Hawks' size. Jaden Williams drives and he loses the ball. They're going to say it was poked away by the Lions, Colbert. And so it'll be out of bounds on the baseline with 7:01 on the clock. Jaden Williams will inbound. Check that. Keyshawn Williams will inbound it to Cooper. Cooper works it over to Crosby, and we're going to have a foul away from the basketball on number 13. That's on, Jerome Cooper.
Getting close to the bonus.
Yeah, there have been a lot of fouls, and that's okay with us. Colbert dribbling into the near court. The Line's pretty good at the line. Pass to Robledo, stolen by Cooper, and he's fouled on the layup by Robledo. Prevents the easy layup, but he'll put him on the line. You can't dig too much of a hole for yourself here. The Lions really going to have to get some baskets down the stretch here. They tried to get a substitution in. They're going to make them wait until after the first free throw to substitute.
A little confusion there, but they worked it out.
Yeah, it looks like Meyer's going to come in for Robledo. Cooper around the waist before he shoots. That's an interesting method. Knocks it down, 21-12. Again, my favorite Rush album. Meyer into the game for Robledo. Cooper lines up the second free throw for the Hawks. Shot is up, and it's good. It's now 22-12. Colbert with the basketball, 6:40 in the half. He's in the backcourt, guarded by Keyshawn Williams, dribbles in the near court to his left, tries to go down the lane and loses control of the basketball out of bounds on the baseline, hoping for a foul, did not get it. Hawks working the ball back the other way with 6.5 minutes. Jaden Williams with the basketball. Dribbles into the near court with 6:20. Slowly dribbling near the Lion head, waiting for Colbert to come apply the defense. Colbert out defensively. Referee still hasn't started his count. 6:06 on the clock. And there it goes.
5.
Williams able to dribble past Colbert, and then we're going to have a foul called on Meyer.
That was a long 5.
Yeah, it was. It was a very slow-moving arm. Inbound to Cooper, over to Crosby, near left wing, 5:50. Hawks working around Cooper in the corner. They try to get it down low to Clement, and they get it out to Jaden Williams. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Cooper, and he puts it back. 24-12. You got to block out, guys.
They had position.
Youngblood with the basketball in the near court. Over to Puckett. Puckett double-teamed. He's able to get his dribble going. It's stolen away by the Hawks. Cooper tries to get a pass to Williams. Youngblood gets the loose ball, taking it the other way on the left wing. He slows up his dribble in the left corner. They get a trap on him. He gets it out to Meyer. Stolen by Jaden Williams. And his layup is good, and he's going to be fouled by Puckett in the process. 26-12. And the Hawks are making a serious run. They're not going to take a B game from the Lions and allow that to be a Lion home win. So we're going to get a substitution here for the Lions. And
that was not a good exchange.
Not at all. The Lions are still trying to figure it out here. Free throw, no good. 5:06 on the clock. 26-12 the score. Youngblood in a trap in the backcourt. Sickles has it. Back to Youngblood. They're going to have the clock, and that's a 10-second violation.
We got a timeout.
Oh, we got a timeout. Jude Stevens in the game for the Lions, number 12. So 26-12 the score, 4:56 on the clock. Stevens, the sophomore we talked about with Coach pregame, getting a little bit of time. This is a 30-second timeout for the Lions. Yeah, they're going to just have to get a couple of baskets here, and play some defense. You don't expect to make a run here and tie the score, although the Lions are capable of doing it. That's a serious run. So you just want to cut into this lead and play solid defense and prevent, make them earn every basket. They've had too many easy ones here tonight on putbacks.
Yeah, we just need some good defense and some consistency and claw our way back into this game.
And that's where the athleticism comes on those putbacks, and the Lions are just going to have to play solid, fundamental basketball, and they'll be fine. 4:52. Colbert in the near court. Picks up a screen from Loof. Dribbles near the top of the key. Fakes it to Loof. Hands to Meyer. Then to Robledo. Left wing. Robledo starts his dribble. Loses the handle. Able to get it over to Meyer. And then down to Sickles. Down on the block to Robledo. He'll back down the defender. Pass cross court to Colbert. Fakes a three. Dribbles just inside. Knocks down the two. 26-14. Hawks throw it out of bounds. That was one of the Williamses. That was Keyshawn Williams throwing it out of bounds, looking for a cutting teammate who wasn't there. Colbert with the basketball, 4:15. Passes to Sickles on the right wing. Poked away by Williams, and we're going to have a jump ball or a foul. What is that? They're going to call a foul on Sickles. Oh, no, they called it on Loof. So Chris Loof with the foul there. Interesting call. 26-14, 4:11 on the clock, and Jaden Williams will step up to the line for the Hawks, and they're collecting their plenty of points at the line as well. 27-14.
They're also in the bonus now as well.
Second free throw from Williams is good. 28-14 as they double up the lines. Sickles into Colbert in the backcourt. Colbert dribbles across the line at midcourt. Picks up a screen from Loof, passes over to Meyer, who passes to Sickles. He'll get it down on the block to Loof. Loof thinks about it, passes back out to Sickles, who'll dribble down the baseline. Poked away by Jaden Williams out of bounds. Lion basketball with 3:52 remaining in the half.
Be a good time to make a basket.
Yes, it would. Some kind of dunk would be awesome just to get the crowd into it. Robledo to inbound for the Lions. He gets it to Loof. Loof gets it to Colbert. 3:49. Colbert sets the offense. Starts his dribble. Guarded by Keyshawn Williams. Starts dribbling to the right. Picks up a screen from Loof. Just inside on the two-pointer. No good. Meyer misses the putback. And the rebound goes to the Hawks. Noiseau, he has the basketball. Passes out to Keyshawn Williams for a three off the front iron. No good. Rebound Loof. Passes to Colbert. 3:25 on the court. Colbert pushing the ball. And he's going to be fouled. They're going to call Jaden Williams for that foul. So Colbert will step up to the line with 3:20 on the clock. So Puckett will come in for Loof. Michael Williams comes in for the Hawks. Colbert lines up the first. Knocks it down. 28-15. Hill comes into the game now for the Hawks. He'll be replacing Noiseau. Second free throw attempt here from Colbert is good. 28-16. 3:18 on the clock. Jaden Williams with the basketball for the Hawks. And he dribbles across the timeline. Sean Colbert there defensively. Williams able to dribble by him as Colbert lost his balance. He gets it to Hill. Ball's loose. Colbert gets the loose ball. He's driving. He gets it to Sickles for the layup. Beautiful work on the fast break from Colbert and Sickles.
Good defense and then good teamwork.
So the Hawks work it back the other way. Michael Williams with the basketball, guarded by Sickles, passes out to Cooper, and his pass is to Crosby out of bounds. Lion basketball, and that's what we need with 2:40. Lions have the lead cut to 10. We can see if we can get it down into single digits here.
Like you said, opportunities off of defense.
And you just got to continue to play fundamental basketball. Things will start to happen good if you do that. Colbert with the ball in the backcourt, 2:35 on the clock. Dribbles into the near court, guarded by Keyshawn Williams. Picks up his dribble on left wing, passes to Meyer, top of the key. They get it to Robledo down the block, but there's a whistle. It's going to be a foul called against number 13 of the Hawks, and that's Jerome Cooper. You know, I don't know if you ever noticed Jerome, if you pronounce it a little differently, would be Jeremy, which is one of my son's names. So I always thought that was odd. 28-19 as Robledo knocks down the free throw after my non sequitur. Second free throw attempt coming up from Robledo. And he misses. Meyer tips it away and gives a chance for Puckett to get the loose ball. Robledo saves it, but it's going to go to the Hawks as his save goes to Mache Hill. He'll pass it over to Jaden Williams with 2:14 on the clock. And the Lions have cut it to single digits, but they're going to have to continue to play that solid defense. Keyshawn Williams with the basketball now. Robledo guarding him. Pass over to Hill. Back to Williams. Williams in the lane. Tries to get it to Hill on the block. Poked away, and the loose ball grabbed by Robledo. Under 2 minutes. Robledo in the near court. Passes to Colbert on the left wing. He gets it over to Puckett near the top of the key. Then Robledo, right wing. Robledo fakes a three, spins inside. They're going to call him with a travel. Kind of a ticky-tack call there as he had a nice move near the paint. It'll be Hawk basketball with 1:44. Crosby to inbound.
These high school officials don't quite have the discretion on the spin move that we see with some others.
Well, that's part of the problem. You watch too much NBA, and you think there's these rules that don't apply, and they all apply, especially at the high school level. Hill with the basketball gets it over to Cooper, who gives it to Williams, and the ball's loose. Gotten by Meyer. Pass to Colbert with Crosby in his face. He misses the layup. Puckett with a putback. His shot blocked. Rebound Sickles. He gets it cross court to Colbert. Fakes a three just inside the arc. Knocks down the two.
Good ball
28-21.
Good ball movement.
Great job by the Lion offense. Jaden Williams with 1:02 on the clock in the near court for the Hawks. We're under a minute now. They get it down to, or try to get it to Hill. Too high, and that's saying something for a 6'8 player. Lion basketball. Sickles inbounds to Colbert.
Defense giving the offense a chance.
Just under a minute. And like I said, we just need to cut into the lead. You don't have to take it back. Sickles with the basketball on the right wing. Gets it over to Meyer. Over to Puckett on the, that's actually the right wing. I need to get my right and left right. Loof with the basketball over Sickles' left wing. He'll dribble near top of the key, picks it up, passes over to Colbert. We're at 26 seconds on the clock. Colbert guarded by Jaden Williams. He dribbles by Williams, gets it to Loof, who goes up for the jam, and he's fouled by Mache Hill because he didn't want to flush there. That would do nothing but fire.
It was coming.
It was. He had it. So Loof, who I don't know if you noticed, he's been working on his free throws pregame. Let's see what he does here. I hope I didn't jinx him there with 18 seconds. Doesn't matter, right?
That's
what
right.
I say.
That's right.
First attempt is up. And it's good off the back iron, straight up, and then down. Whatever. That's a shooter roll. That happens when you shoot a bunch of them.
That's right.
That starts to happen to you. 28-22. Lines up the second. It's up. And he rattles it in. 28-23. Big free throws from the sophomore. Jaden Williams with the basketball. We're at 13 seconds. Over to Keyshawn Williams. Then to Mache Hill, top of the key. Over to Crosby, left wing. Back to Jaden Hill. He tries to get it in the arc to Crosby. Left wing, back to Jaden Williams. He'll get a shot up. No good. It was close, but we'll go to the half. The Hawks ahead of the Lions, 28-23. Stay tuned for the second half. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back for that awesome action where the Lions come back. So stay tuned here on SHN Sports. For Martin Kano, I'm Chuck Cracy. We'll be back. Welcome back to the Lions Den here, home of the Leander Lions, where the Lions trail the Hendrickson Hawks by a score of 28-23 as we wind down halftime. We're about 90 seconds away from the second half getting underway. Martin, you have some statistics you want to read to the audience here?
I do got some stats here, Chuck. So leading in the first half, our high scorer, Sean Colberry, he has 8. And 6 of those are free throws.
Yeah, he's been racking up the points at the line. And we were comparing him to James Harden a couple of games ago. So
Noah Robledo has got 6, including 4 free throws. And then we have Sickles with 4 and Puckett and Loop with 2 each, and both of those are made by free throws.
Well, we're getting ready to get back underway here at the Lions Den. Again, the Lions trailing by 5, although they were down by, 13?
14.
And they were able to cut into that, went on an 8-0 run there at the end of the second quarter to really cut into that lead. And hopefully they can carry that momentum here into the second half. I'm sure Coach Bradley probably spent some time doing some chalkboard work, but he probably also did some chewing if my suspicions are correct.
I would say there was a little coach conversation going on.
Well, and it's all what do you say? It's constructive criticism. That's what they call it. And if you can't take it, you're not going to do well in life, right?
That's absolutely correct.
And Coach Bradley letting the referee know a little bit of criticism looks like, or he has a concern at least, as they're going to have a conference there at the Lions head, and Coach Bradley out on the floor trying to make sure he gets his opinion in. I'm not sure what's going on.
I think Coach is discussing the way the arrow was pointing, because initially it was pointing this way, but it would have been Lions ball. There you go. They got it right.
Well, it's very important. That could be the difference in tonight's ball game.
Yes, it could.
When it's tight like this, Coach Bradley is going to take every strategic advantage he can get his hands on. Sickles will inbound to Colbert in the backcourt. He'll be guarded by Michael Williams of the Hawks. 7:55 on the clock. Colbert across the timeline. Passes to Sickles on the right wing. Sickles gets it over to Meyer near the top of the key. Meyer back to Colbert on the right wing. They get it to Robledo on the block. Robledo's shot attempt no good, but he's able to get his own rebound and put it back up, and the Lions cut it to 3. Jaden Williams with the basketball now. 7.5 minutes left in the third period. He'll dribble near the right wing. Colbert there defensively. Passes over to Michael Williams, and they get it down low to Hester. Hester misses his shot. Meyer able to get the rebound to Sickles. Up to Robledo, who gets the pass from Sickles in the right corner. Passes over to Sickles, then to Colbert. He'll dribble near left wing. Being guarded by Hester. His shot on the reverse layup, no good. He pokes the rebound over to Sickles, though. Good heads-up play there from Colbert. Puckett drives the lane, misses the layup. Michael Williams with the rebound to Deuce Hester, coast to coast, and they put it back. 30-25 the score.
We had a good opportunity there.
Yeah, the Lions need to take advantage of those. 5-point lead, 6:40 on the clock. Colbert dribbling across the timeline near the visitor's side. Passes across court to Meyer, back to Colbert. They'll get it to Robledo near left wing, back out to Colbert, then to Meyer near the top of the key, over to Sickles near right wing. Pass to Robledo, deep from top of the key. Three-pointer no good. Rebound Crosby of the Hawks. He'll get it over to Jaden Williams, 6:13 on the clock. Williams dribbles into the near court. Colbert there defensively for the Lions. Hawks working around trying to get open. Michael Williams takes the pass, fakes a three, passes to Deuce Hester inside the arc, and he'll kick it over to Crosby for a three from right wing off the front iron, no good. And we're going to have a foul called as Meyer was going up for a rebound, and they're going to get number 11, Mache Hill, or Mashie Hill. It's probably Mashie, right? I'm going to go with
Chuck,
Mashie.
you're the master of names. I'll let you handle
I'm going to go with
one.
Mashie. Colbert with the basketball for the Lions, 5:45 on the clock. I've been calling him Hill because I just don't know. Pass to Puckett, then to Robledo near left wing. Robledo gets it over to Meyer, top of the key, then back to Sickles, right wing. Sickles dribbles to his right, pulls up, about a 12-footer, and the bank is still open for Sickles. 30-27.
Another nice glass shot.
He thinks he's Tim Duncan all of a sudden. Jaden Williams with the basketball now, dribbles into the near court, 5:14. Passes over to Hester on the right wing. Back out to Williams, then to Hill, hands to Williams as he crosses by. They get it back to Hill on the block. Meyer there defensively, but he's able to get a layup across the lane, 32-27. That's tough to defend that.
That's really tough.
He probably would have needed some backside help. Colbert with the basketball now for the Lions. Hands to Robledo near left wing. Fakes to his right, goes towards the basket. It's poked away by Hill. Williams with the basketball for the Hawks, and it passes it through his legs to Keyshawn Williams, who puts a forearm into Robledo's chest, and that'll be a foul. You can't do that.
That was clearly a charge.
That was a brutal, brutal charge. I'm not going to say Robledo didn't play it up a little bit, but that was definitely he was going down no matter what.
Solid forearm.
Colbert with the basketball, 4.5 minutes. Colbert dribbling to the left. Hands to Puckett, dribbles just inside the arc, pulls up, shot no good. Rebound, Jaden Williams pushing it the other way for the Hawks. His shot is good, and he's fouled by Puckett. He shot about a 14-footer, and Puckett tried to get a hand on it. Unfortunately, got a hand on the shooter. And so Jaden Williams will come to try to get a traditional old-school three-pointer for the Hawks. 34-27 the score. Hawks still on top. They don't want to give up this lead. They're going to make the Lions earn it.
Absolutely.
Jaden Williams at the line. Free throw rattles in, 35-27. Colbert with the basketball for the Lions in the backcourt, 4:12 on the clock. Colbert dribbles near right wing, guarded by Keyshawn Williams. Pass out to Meyer, top of the key. Over to Youngblood on the left wing. We're going to have a foul away from the basketball.
That was a serious push by
I missed
number one.
So Jaden Williams gets called with the foul.
As Colbert ran by him, he literally two-hand pushed him over 2 feet.
Like he was pass blocking. Colbert on the baseline, inbounds to Meyer in the corner, out to Youngblood. Almost stolen by Williams, but they get it to Sickles in the corner. Three-pointer is good. 35-30 is Sickles with the dagger. Jaden Williams with the basketball for the Hawks. 3:45 on the clock. Lions cut it back to 5. Williams gets it across court to Deuce Hester near right wing. Back over to Hill near the top of the key. They hand it back to Hester, who decides he's going to drive, and we're going to have a foul call. Foul's going to be called on Devontae Youngblood, and that'll put the Hawks to inbound baseline. Into the game for Meyer will come Loof. Keyshawn Williams will inbound for the Hawks, 3:28 remaining here in the third period. He can get it into Crosby near right wing. He'll pass it to Hester. Back over to Keyshawn Williams, who has it near the right wing, guarded by Sickles. They hand it to Hill, back to Keyshawn Williams. They try to get it out and do to Crosby. He'll get it back to Keyshawn Williams, who'll pass it to Jaden Williams. 3 minutes, 5 seconds on the clock. Keyshawn Williams inside. Shot no good. Then the putback no good, and then Hester able to put it back for the Hawks, 37-30. Colbert with the basketball over to Sickles. Youngblood with it on right wing from Sickles. He'll dribble near top of the key, passes over to Colbert. Colbert gets it to Loof inside the arc. He'll hand it to Sickles. Near left wing, Sickles back to Loof near the top of the key. Loof can shoot threes. I don't know why he didn't there. Sickles goes baseline and gets it to Youngblood. What a pass. His shot blocked, though, by Crosby. Beautiful pass from Sickles on the baseline. And Youngblood was ready to fire that three, and they're going to call, with the foul, number 12, Crosby. So 2:25 on the clock, and that should put the Lions. That was a shooting foul, wasn't it?
I think he called it after the shot.
That's pretty lame. Puckett to inbound. How you like that analysis? To Colbert, then to Loof. Loof will hand it to Robledo. Three-pointer, in and out. Hill had position, and Loof gets called for an over-the-back with 2:18 on the clock. Hawk basketball. It'll be the fourth team foul against the Hawks. Jaden Williams with the basketball, 2:14 on the clock. Been pretty even here in the third period, Martin.
Yes, it has.
Williams again with the basketball as he exchanges with Keyshawn Williams a couple of times. Then back to Keyshawn, back to Jaden. They'll get it over to Hill, top of the key. He'll hand it back to Jaden Williams. He'll try to fire it down low and does to Hester across the lane. His shot no good. Gets his own rebound. I can't believe there wasn't a foul in there. Put back good for the Hawks and a foul.
There were bodies everywhere down there.
Did they count that basket? They did. 39-30 with a chance to extend the lead to 10. Deuce Hester will line up the free throw for the Hawks. Shot up, in and out, no good. Rebound Robledo. Lions able to keep it in single digits with that miss. Robledo dribbles inside the arc, passes to Meyer, top of the key over to Colbert, right wing. Colbert drives the basket, gets it back to Meyer. Loose ball, Meyer wasn't ready for it. Williams gets a layup. Thought he was going to dunk it, 41-30. He didn't want to miss it. 1:25 on the clock. As the Hawks able to extend their lead here. This is not good for the Lions. Robledo with the basketball near right wing. Gets it to Meyer near the free throw line. He'll pull up and shoot. Shot rattles around the rim, no good. Rebound Crosby of the Hawks. Keyshawn Williams passes to Jaden Williams. 1:03 left. The Hawks have been able to add to their 5-point lead here in the third period. Still within striking distance for the Lions. They just got to get hot here. Jaden Williams goes from the half court all the way to the basket for the bucket, 43-30. Colbert with the basketball for the Lions. Passes in the corner to Puckett. He'll get it off the glass, no good. Crosby rebound. Keyshawn Williams with the basketball for the Hawks. 30 seconds on the clock. And the Lions are just kind of falling behind here in the last few minutes of this period. They're going to have to make a serious run here in the fourth. 20 seconds left on the clock. Jaden Williams with the basketball. Colbert guarding him. He'll drive in, pass to Hill. Mashie Hill, we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow to the Hawks. 11 seconds left here in the third. Keyshawn Williams to inbound. He'll get it to Crosby. Crosby over to Jaden Williams. We're down to 6 seconds. In the lane, off the front iron, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it back. 45-30. They added 10 just over the last 5 or 6 minutes of that period. And Lions are going to have to settle down a little bit, Martin. Tough break there in the third period. You know, it was a battle up until about the last 4 minutes there of that period, basically the last half of that third period.
We started a little slow and then made a nice run, played good solid offense and defense, but then there at the end just kind of slacked off on the offensive side in particular.
Well, we talked about it a few times with the coach throughout the preseason interviews. This is a district that is solid top to bottom despite all of – there's a reason why there's a bunch of teams that are right around 500 in this district.
Yes.
It's because we're all about the same. the Lions have been able to poke themselves a little bit ahead of the pack, but they may fall back tonight if they're not able to make a run.
Absolutely.
And so hopefully they'll get that going here.
Need a strong start here.
Fourth and final period of tonight's 13-6A matchup here at the Lions Den. The Lions taking every second that they get to Coach Bradley giving all kinds of instruction. It'll be Lion basketball. Sickles will inbound at mid-court on the visitor side. He'll inbound it to the backcourt to Colbert. He'll dribble in the near court. He's guarded by Keyshawn Williams. Pass over to Meyer, top of the key. Meyer starts dribbling to his right. Passes to Puckett in the corner. Puckett back to Meyer, right wing. They do a little switch. Puckett has the basketball now. Passes over to Colbert, left wing. Colbert dribbles. Passes to Meyer just inside the arc. He'll hand it back to Colbert, who goes in the lane. Shot up, no good. Rebound Meyer. Has to dribble out, unable to put it back. Puckett with the basketball. His shot no good, and it bounces off the chain there at the top, which is officially out of bounds. So it will be Hendrickson basketball, 45-30. Williams will inbound to Keyshawn Williams, and then he'll pass it right back to Jaden Williams. 7:19 on the clock. Hawks lead by 15. Jaden Williams in the near court. Lions will apply a little pressure. He'll pass it to Keyshawn Williams. More pressure. They'll get it over to Cosby in the corner, then to Hester down low. They left him alone. He just turned around and laid it up. 47-30.
They've had a lot of baskets like that on the inside tonight.
Yeah, that's tough. You're going to have to fix that. Little give and go from Sickles to Puckett, and a nice head fake to get the defender in the air, and then he lays it in. 47-30. Hawks with the basketball now. 6:40 on the clock. Lions down 15. Williams dribbles to his right, loses the ball. Puckett gets it up to Robledo, who misses the dunk, but he just puts it back up. He didn't have time to set. He didn't want to get a travel, get the basket, and he did the right thing there.
We'll take the 2 points anyway.
Heck
we can
yeah,
get
all
them.
day long. 47-34, 6:16 on the clock. Keyshawn Williams, guarded by Sickles, will pass to Jaden Williams, and the Lions will semi-trap him. They'll pass it back across to Keyshawn Williams. Sickles there defensively. Back over to Jaden Williams, 6 minutes. Keyshawn to Crosby. Down low to Mashie Hill. They're going to get him with a travel as Puckett was able to get a hand on the ball, and he shuffled his feet. 5:52 left in the ballgame. The Lions trail by 13. Sickles to inbound.
Good opportunity to try and cut it close to that 10 range.
They need to get a little momentum, whether that's defensively or somebody needs to get hot. But 5:50, Colbert in the near court to Sickles on the right wing. Sickles passes over to Meyer, top of the key. Meyer will hand to Robledo near the top of the key, guarded by Hester. It's off of somebody's leg, and it was off a line. It looked like it might have gone off a Puckett. 5:35 as Robledo was cutting down the lane, lost the ball off of Puckett's leg. Keyshawn Williams to inbound for the Hawks. 5:35. He'll get it to Jaden Williams in the backcourt. Sickles there defensively. Jaden Williams trying to get a foul call. A little fake there. Keyshawn Williams dribbles near the basket, then back out as he's picked up by Meyer. Passes out to Jaden Williams. He'll drive in the lane. They'll pass to Deuce Hester, who's hammered. We'll see who that foul's called on Meyer. 5:18 left on the clock, so Hester will step to the line. We can't afford to be giving these guys too many freebies here.
The only upside is the clock stops. But
Yep.
it doesn't help if he still makes a free
That's
throw.
right. It only helps if they're not good at free throws, unless they're Shaquille O'Neal as a team. 5:18 left. Hester ready to shoot the second free throw. It's no good. Rebound to Puckett. He'll pass to Sickles. 5:15 on the clock. Sickles in the near court, near right wing. hands to Meyer, then gets it to Kano on the left wing. Kano will hand to Puckett near right wing, who will hand to Sickles. Sickles in near the free throw line. He's fouled, but they didn't call it. Hester with a rebound on the missed shot. Keyshawn Williams over to Jaden Williams in the backcourt. Sickles plying the defense. Jaden Williams drives, poked away by Meyer, and they're going to call Meyer for a foul. That pass was intended for Hester. Meyer able to get a hand in there. 4:44 left on the clock. 14-point lead here for the Hawks. You know, the Hawks have really played a complete game. You have to give them credit here. Deuce Hester with the basketball now. And we got a carry against Hester as he kind of lost control. That's one of those that, you know, NBA players do regularly to no call. Robledo will inbound on the visitor side. And Hendrickson will call timeout with 4:39. Yeah,
not out of reach yet.
Still not out of reach, but it's starting to be dire that the lead be cut into.
Well, we got to take advantage of these opportunities when there's a turnover, and we have to go and make something out of it.
Well, while we're in this timeout, I want to mention the sponsors here one more time. Sisk Rob is our platinum sponsor, and you know they've decided to use their platinum sponsorship to promote bradysbridge.org. Make sure you spend a few minutes out at that website because you'll be surprised. One, it's a good read. Two, you can find that you might be able to help them, or they might be able to help someone you know. And so make sure you look at that. We'll also shout out our bronze sponsors. They include Linton Dental, Malik and Company, and, of course, Amy Maddox with Allstate and the Maddox Insurance Agency. So we're getting ready here with the last 4:39 of tonight's ballgame. The Lions have a large hill to climb here if they're going to win this game. Kano with the basketball in the near court, passes to Puckett on the right wing. He'll pass it out to Robledo, top of the key, over to Sickles, left wing. Sickles will get it to Meyer. Meyer dribbles inside the arc. Will hand to Kano near left wing. Kano will dribble near top of the key. He'll get it over to Puckett. He'll pass it to Sickles on the left wing. Sickles will use a screen, get it inside. Pass out to Puckett, then to Sickles. Back to Meyer, top of the key, over to Kano. Lions looking for a good shot, unable to find one. Kano gets it to Puckett, over to Sickles. Back to Puckett. Puckett down on the block. Nice spin move for the layup, and we have a whistle. Is that a timeout? Or was that a foul? That was a timeout. 48-36, your score. Got to play defense, though.
Have to play defense.
You can't give up. If they allow an additional 10 points to Hendrickson, it's out of reach.
Yes.
So I think if they can keep them below 56, they got a shot, but they're going to have to really get hot.
Well, we need some intense defense here and try and make something happen.
Well, that's a lot of times how the offense is generated. We talk about it all the time, but some of the best teams at every level play great defense and generate offense off of that.
Yes.
So the Lions coming out of timeout here. Down 12. Hendrickson basketball on the baseline. Keyshawn Williams will inbound. Looks like the Lions are going to play some defense. 3:57 left. Ref resets. Keyshawn Williams will inbound to Jaden Williams. And he'll dribble up the left sideline across the timeline. Gets to Crosby near left corner. He'll dribble inside the arc, pass to Hester, then back out to Keyshawn Williams. 3:43. He'll pass Deuce Hester, and then it'll be thrown from Hester into the backcourt. They're going to say the Lions touched it, so no backcourt violation as Jaden Williams able to get the loose ball. I'm going to say that should have been a violation. They get it to Crosby in the corner. He'll dribble baseline. He'll pass to Hester. who's fouled by Puckett. No easy basket there. And so Hester misses the shot, but he'll go to the line. 3:22. He's pretty good at the stripe, too.
He's very good tonight, especially.
Yeah, I don't know what his season total is, but he certainly made them tonight. Hester's first free throw, good. 49-36. He lines up the second here. And it rattles in 50-36. Colbert with the basketball, 3:20. Lions need to be a little bit more urgent. Colbert goes down. They're going to say it's a turnover on Colbert. Keyshawn Williams there defensively. Colbert felt like he was fouled. Not happy with that call. It'll be Hawk basketball.
Looked like a little bit of contact.
You know,
but the official was right there.
I can't remember the name, but there's a famous Williams with the basketball. I'll tell that story in a minute. The Hawks work it around. Keyshawn Williams gets across court to Jaden Williams. And Lions get a loose ball. Meyer gets it over to Colbert, then Sickles for a three-pointer. Short, rebound Puckett. Puts it back up off the glass, no good. Rebound to Williams, and he'll get it up court to Keyshawn Williams. He'll take it off the glass for the layup, 52-36. You know, a lot of times you can find yourself in this situation where you're trying desperately and you kind of take some risks you wouldn't normally take. Sickles with the basketball, and he is fouled by, it's going to go against Deuce Hester. So Lions will inbound from the side. Robledo gets it to Meyer. He'll hand to Colbert. Guarded by Williams. Pass over to Puckett, then to Sickles, left wing. We're going to have a timeout, Bradley. And 2:15 on the clock. I was going to mention, and I wish I could remember the names, but there's a famous umpire from the 40s, the heyday of baseball. And I believe it was Babe Ruth that asked him, is that foul, or is that hit foul, or is that fair? And the umpire told him, it's nothing until I decide what it is. And that is true, so true in every sport, because you see fouls sometimes that do not get called in basketball. You see holds in football that do not get called. And sometimes the referee is standing right there. And, you got to believe that they just missed it because they were looking somewhere else or something. But ultimately, it's up to that official to make the call. And you can't rely on them to always make the call. That's the point of that.
That's exactly right.
So we'll see what the Lions are able to do here in the waning moments of tonight's game. They're down big. There's about 2 minutes left. They're going to wind down the timeout clock here before we get started. Sickles will inbound for the Lions on the visitor side. I guess if it was Babe Ruth, it was probably before the 40s. Would have been the 20s, I guess. Rebound goes to Williams. That's Keyshawn Williams of the Hawks, and he'll slow it up in the near court, and Robledo pestering him. And we're going to have a timeout by the Hawks. Coach Bradley upset as he felt like there should have been a travel call, and the referee explained that it was timeout instead. Coach Bradley dissatisfied with that answer.
That goes back to what you were just discussing. It is
right.
What the referee says it is.
No matter how blue in the face you get about it, and from my own experience, and I only coached youth sports, but from my own experience, if you get in a referee's ear, it generally is not in your favor.
I would definitely agree.
Even if, all evidence is on your side that the call should have gone your way, one comment is enough, and you got to leave it.
Yes. Yes.
And it's impossible almost to do.
You're already playing 5. You
Right.
don't need
Exactly.
another player.
Or 8.
Yes.
So the Hawks will inbound in the backcourt. Jaden Williams with the basketball. We're under 2 minutes. He's able to maintain his balance. Gets a pass to Crosby, who tries to lay it up, and he's fouled near the basket. They're going to say Colbert got a piece of him, and so that'll put Crosby on the line. 1:50 remaining. Line's been sitting at 36 for a little while now.
Yes, they have.
First one good. Well, they'll have stuff to work on. You know, that's one thing about a loss. You have plenty that you can look at and work on in practice. And the Lions have gotten a little bit of cold offensively over the last couple of games, so they'll need to work on that. 1:45 remaining. Colbert over to Puckett on the left wing. He'll pass it to Sickles. Sickles will get it to Robledo on the block. About a 12-footer. He turns and knocks it down. Big basket for Robledo. 54-38. Mashie Hill to Hester. And the Lions, you know, doubling up everywhere, going to leave some things open. Hill gets a layup, or Hester rather. Sickles with the basketball now in the near court. Drives off the glass. Bank not open that time. But he was fouled with 1:14, and that'll put him at the stripe. Sickles, pretty good free throw shooter. Played big in that win Friday night down the stretch. Really probably the difference in the game.
He was, and free throws.
Yeah, it was free throws too.
He made 6 free throws in a row right
Big
there
ones.
at the end of the game. Because
the Lions, again, were struggling offensively in that game as well. And so, you know, again, they've got some work for them.
Oh, absolutely.
Lions bring in some extra players. Jacob Windsor in the ball game now, along with Kai McVade, Braden Kano, Jude Stevens, and, of course, Michael Sickles, who's shooting free throws at the moment. And the Hawks will replace some players as well, as it looks like both coaches are ready to wind this one down with minute 14. And that's understandable. You want to get these guys some time. It's a pretty insurmountable lead there the Hawks have built. Really in the second half, you got to give the Hawks credit. The Lions didn't play to their level, and the Hawks came in here and took advantage of that.
Yes.
And so, you know, I expect that Coach Bradley will fix that offensive issue here recently. Stevens with a steal, gets his first varsity basket of his career in trash time, 56-42. We're going to out of bounds. It'll be Lion basketball with 1:01 on the clock. Let's hit Stevens with a three-pointer.
Oh, coach is putting the starters back in.
Oh, he's upset. The student section giving the Hawks a little bit of business for that.
Hey.
Coach Bradley's leaving his bench out there. Kano inbound to Stevens. Stevens starts his dribble near the right wing. He'll hand to Kano, who dribbles near the top of the key, and he'll pass to Burnett, who will hand to McVeigh. Three-pointer, and he's fouled on the three-point shot, so he'll have 3 free throws, and the Hawks coach unhappy.
I don't think anyone told our reserves that this game was over.
No, they're going to take advantage of their time, and they should, and I'm pretty sure Coach Bradley expects that from them.
Come out here with some intensity, defense.
Show that you want to contribute. McVeigh misses the first of 3 free throws. Second up, and he knocks that one down. 56-43. Lions are going to need some three-pointers really seriously if they're going to, you know, this is like March Madness kind of comeback if you're able to do that. McVeigh knocks 2 of 3 down. 56-44. Hawks inbound. Kano applying pressure. They'll get it up to Crosby. Crosby will hold it. 45 seconds left. Jaden Williams with the basketball. Jude Stevens defensively, and there's a quick foul from Stevens. And so Williams will go to the line. That would be Jaden Williams at the line. Just under 40 seconds remaining in tonight's game. Maybe he'll miss them.
It's 1-1.
You got to hope. Knocks the first one down. And they're at that 56 point that I said would be insurmountable. And the Lions really didn't do much offensively
They did
to
not.
cut into it. So Kano with the basketball. We're at 35 seconds. He'll pass in the corner to Stevens, and Stevens will hesitate. Instead of taking the three, decides to drive, gets called for a travel. And that inexperience, that's inexperience. He'll pick that stuff up and take that three next time.
Absolutely, and that's why he's out there now to learn.
Well, and you know, we've seen him play setting up through the year on the JV, and he's a shooter for sure. Burn it. They get it up to Stevens. He'll miss a layup. Rebound to Windsor. Out to Burnett. Three-pointer is good. 57-47. The Lions cut it to 10. We're about 10 seconds left. Keyshawn Williams over to Deuce Hester to Mashie Hill. Cross court to Crosby, who will hold the basketball. And that will be the ball game. Final score, Hawks 57, Lions 47. It says 46 up there. I'm going to go with 47. I should probably update it. 57-46, and that'll be your final. So we'll be on the road Friday, and that is at, let me find my schedule here. I believe we're going to be playing McNeil.
McNeil, I think that's correct, Chuck.
So that's a difficult high school to get to, but it's it's a difficult high school to park at. It's really not that hard to get to, but once you get there, finding a parking space is hard. So make sure you get there early. Support your Lions on the road on Friday. If you're unable to make it, make sure you get the video link from the Booster Club. Look up Melissa Sickles or Mark Sickles, and they'll provide that to you. Thank you for listening to Lion Basketball tonight on SHN Sports. We'll get back in the win column next time. Go Lions. Thanks for listening.